It's so good to have you here. And if you're watching this later, that's wonderful as well. It's always so beautiful to come to Daily Sit and to share these thoughts and this meditation with you. And so today we were playing the song Chariot because guess what? I pulled the Chariot for us. Whoops, there we go. And in this deck, it's a lioness riding an elephant. And there's so many different meanings to this card. It really relates to strength, the strength card, which also involves a lion. And it's got this such a strong sense of personal power. And, this sense, oh gosh, I'm holding it out to the wrong place. Hopefully you can see it. Ambition, self-integration, triumph. It's about perseverance and staying strong. Don't let the car drive you, drive the car and drive safely. These are the powerful forces of the unconscious will master us unless we master them. So we master them with meditation. We master them by directing all these energies of the unconscious into creativity, into balance and harmony. So there's this sense of really using the chariot to live the life you want to live today, to be the person you want to be today, and to drive your chariot, your car, your elephant, and not let it drive you. So that's the sense of being able to still the mind. That's what the discipline of meditation is, having this sense of not letting the mind run away and take us to places that either cause anxiety or push us into the future or the past, but to stay grounded in present tense. And this is the discipline of a daily meditation practice will kick in when we're in the world and our mind is at war with our being, or our doing is at war with our being, or the feelings of others, or the situations and the circumstances of this very difficult world that we're living in overwhelm our spirits. And this discipline of calling the mind back to the breath, even for a moment, even for a couple of breaths. So we're going to use, because of the discipline of the chariot and the triumph and the self-integration that this card represents, we're going to use the very basic tool of counting breaths, because that's really the basic. When I started studying Zen meditation as a very young person in my early 20s, I was struck by how challenging it was to just breathe, to allow my mind to keep coming back to the breath. And I started by counting breaths. And then that practice, you count one breath in and out, you count two breaths in and out. Sometimes when my mind is very active, I have to count the inhales as one and the exhales as two, just to really focus my mind. And the idea of counting breaths is you get up to 10. You see if you can get to 10 breaths without the mind running away. And then you start again. And if and when the mind wanders away, you just say to yourself, thinking, and let it go and go back to one, even if you're only at two. And sometimes I only get to two before I need to call my mind back to the breath and start counting again. So counting isn't sexy or glamorous. It's very basic, but it brings us back to this idea of mastery over the subconscious and the mind that wants to run many, many directions. And and that song that we played at the beginning of Chariot really celebrates the notion of driving that chariot into your own strength. So we will begin. And of course, use anything that you've already done here or elsewhere, mudras, other breath techniques, anything you need, just to be as present as you can possibly be for the next 18 minutes with your breath. And the bell invites us to close the eyes, to flutter the eyelids closed, or to focus on a small point, letting go of the sense of sight, really letting that sense go. It dominates most of our day if we are sighted. So let it go. And wake up the other senses. What do you taste in your mouth? What do you smell around you? What do you hear? Far and near. Just tune into your listening sense. Many people define meditation as listening to divine source, listening. So we really want to wake up our listening. So we're going to be listening for our breath and listening to the messages of divine source that bubble up sometimes in meditation. And really, because today's meditation is about discipline and mastery, we want to listen inside and listen to the soul and listen to the breath and really work at catching the mind when it's listening to things that are in the future or in the past, trying to listen in present tense. And dropping into the sense of touch, just gently scan your body to see where your parts are this morning, how they are, without judgment, just a gentle inventory. And then connecting with the parts of your body that are grounded on the earth, sitting in this beautiful gravitational hug of the Great Mother. Feeling your seat. Feeling your tailbone at the very base of your spine, grounded to the center of the planet. The spine grows up from that rooted seed like a beautiful tree. Low back, mid back, upper back, neck. Shoulders are resting all the way down the spine, as far away from the ears as they can go. Just released, wide, and completely open. On the other end of those shoulders are hands that are free of tension, palm up for connection to spirit today and palm down for connection to ground. Really feeling those hands as receptive, open. And feel the front body resting back to the back body, leaning against that tree. All the muscles that aren't working, let them go. Chin is dropped towards the long neck, The neck is long in the back and released in the front. Heart resting back between shoulders, belly button resting back, ribs melted back, jaw released, the muscles behind the eyes released, everything just letting go so that we can turn our attention to breath. And just watch the breath flowing in and releasing out. Be aware of that small pause between breaths. And we can practice counting here, counting one breath and two breaths. Just using the mind to call the breath into focus. And if it wanders, that's fine. Just say thinking and pull the mind back to the breath, starting at one again. And in this way, we sit here on the earth, alone together, connecting with our divine source and our beautiful breath, just one breath at a time. As we approach the midpoint of our sit, just allowing the breath to cycle in a little more deeply, perhaps breathing in through the nose for a couple of rounds and sighing breath out through the mouth. Just gently deepening that breath, allowing the body to melt around the breath, feeling the breath pushing gently on the muscles and bones as you fill the body with breath, and watching them release a little more deeply as the breath flows out of the body. Just feeling the delicious drinking in of full body breaths. And then as we move back to our practice, after this little break of deep breathing, we can think of the discipline of the chariot, our card for the day, as we count breaths. And sometimes our mind will say, what are we doing? It's busy morning. Why am I counting breaths? And it's like when you lift weights or you walk or you bicycle or you do whatever you do to work your muscles. You're working repetitions that by themselves may seem mundane, but later when you're carrying your big fat dog who can't walk up the stairs, you're feeling like, oh, I can carry this giant box. I can get through my day with strength because I have worked these muscles. So if you think of working the muscle of discipline, of mastery by counting breaths, you're working the muscle of calming the mind when you're in a stressful situation or in the middle of your day and the thoughts and feelings rise up and get in your way. You have built this muscle of turning the attention back to breath, even for 3 breaths. And so this mastery is important. And working just with your breath is building the muscle of mastery, the muscle of the chariot that allows us to drive rather than be driven by our own vehicles. So we connect again to Divine Source, to our beautiful souls and selves, as we sit in silence alone together, one breath at a time. In the last few minutes of the sit, again, find the relief in each breath, the mastery of calming the mind, bringing everything back to the breath. And you may cycle in some deeper breaths now, letting go of the counting, deepening the release of the muscles and bones as the breath flows through you. Finding the willingness to take this practice into your day, and whenever life feels overwhelming, you can drop into 10 breaths, 3 breaths, 1 breath, releasing the muscles that are holding and tense, and driving your chariot confidently and mindfully with radical self-love. And the bell invites us to open our eyes and let in the light of the day, the light of our candles, the light of our electricity. Let it flow in. And with that sense of sight, don't forget about the other 4, and allow the breath to guide you on your beautiful chariot into this beautiful day. And Goddess willing, I will see you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.
Imagine we woke up in paradise. I don't need magic. Let my thoughts just carry us home, home tonight. Future's golden. Don't let go, don't give it up. Just keep holding. Even when you've had enough, I will be your light. When you're low, I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. One step forward.